Good morning student. I am Alka Sharma from the NCMS Jhabua. I hope all are you safe in your house. Now today I am taking class 8 Social Science, the Geography, Chapter 1 Resource. My dear students, now there is a small story that Mona and Raju, they are helping her amma in cleaning houses. They are cleaning some materials like utensils, cloths, bottles, etc. Mona said these are very important because they are useful. So Amma said, do you know what these called? These are called resources. So what are these called resource? Everything which is available in environment and which is satisfy our needs, and it is technologically feasible and economically acceptable, culturally acceptable. So these are called resource. Now the question comes, how does something get resource? The things become resource only when they have value, so they have utility and usability, and it makes an object, substance are valuable. Now question comes, what is the value? It means worth. There are some of the resources which have economic value, some does not. Like the metals, they are having some economic value. A beautiful landscape may not, but both are important and they satisfy our needs. So some of the resource become economically valued later. Now factors are also important because there are two types of factors, times and technology. These are the two important factors that change the substances into resources, and both are related to the needs of the peoples. The idea, knowledge, discoveries and invention that create more resources. Now resources are so many types. So how many types of resources are there? There are three types of resource: natural resource, human resource and human made resource. Now the natural resource, the resource that are drawn from the nature and they are used without much modification, is called natural resources. Example, water, air, etc. These resources are free gift of the nature, so we can use easily, and we can even use the technology, and that can help in the development of these natural resources. Some of need technology. Now again, the natural resources are classified into groups on the basis of origin, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of their development and use, and on the basis of distribution, and on the basis of ownership. Now on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, it is classified into two types, that is called biotic resources and abiotic resources. Biotic resources, those resources which we obtain from the biosphere and they have life, these are called biotic resources. Example, human beings, animals and plants. Abiotic resources, all those things which are non-living things, they are called abiotic resources, like rock, soil, metal, etc. Now number two, on the basis of exhaustibility, the resources are classified into two parts: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources, the resources which are renewed, the resources which can be renewed or replenished quickly. Some of them are unlimited use and these are not affected by any human activities. These are called renewable resource. It can be renewed or reproduced by so many different methods, like we can do some physical, chemical and mechanical process by which we can make it. Example, water, solar energy and wind energy. Non-renewable resources, these resources have limited stock. Once the stock is finished, it will take a millions of years to remake it. Example, petroleum products and coal, it takes billions of years. So we have to be very careful about these non-renewable resources. Now on the basis of development and use, it is again classified into two parts: actual resource and the potential resource. The resource whose quantity is known and that too should be used at present, these are called actual resource. Like rich deposit of coal in Ruhr region in Germany, petroleum in the West Asia and dark soil found in the Deccan Plateau of Maharashtra are example of actual resource. Now the potential resource. What are the potential resources? Those resources which are found in the region but their entire quantity is not known and still its technology is not developed, how we can use. So those resources which can be used in the future, and these type of resource is called potential resource. Like in Ladakh, lots of amount of uranium is present, but still we are having the lack of technology. That is why we are not used it. So these type of resources is called potential resources. On the basis of distribution, it is divided into two parts, that is ubiquitous and localized. Ubiquitous resource, those resources which are present everywhere at the same time, these are called ubiquitous resource. Like air we breathe, it is present everywhere at the same time. So these are called ubiquitous resource. Second one is the localized resource, resource which are found at certain place. It is not found everywhere. So such type of resources is called localized resource. Example, copper, iron and all these things. Next, on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, it is again classified into first individual resource, second community resource, national resource and international resource. Individual resource, these are owned privately by individuals. Like many farmers, they are having their own land, they are doing agricultural activities, it is their individual property. So these type of resources are called individual resources. Second one is community owned resource, those resources which are accessible to all the communities or the groups. These are called community resources, like in the village grazing lands, ponds, in the urban area picnic spots, parks, etc. So these comes under community resource. Third one, national resource. These resources under the control of the nation or country comes under national resource. Examples, canals, mines, territorial seas, even up to 12 nautical miles from the coast. These are under the national resource. And railways. International resource, these resources which are owned and regulated by some international institution or organization, that is called international resource. Like open sea is used for peaceful navigation, open sky for the flight movements, and oceanic resource which are beyond 200 nautical miles from the exclusive zones belong to an open. So these things comes under international resources. Now you know how many types of resources are there. Now questions come. Can these resources will be equally distributed? Maybe some factors affected. Yes, definitely. So the distribution of resources depend upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. So distribution of resources are unequal because the factors are differ on the earth. Now next resource is human resource. How we become a human resource? Yes, people make the best use of nature so they can create more resources. When they have knowledge, skill and technology. So human being is also called a special resource because the education and health help in making the people a valuable resource. We can improve the quality of the people's skill, and so they are able to create more and more resource. So that is why it is called human resource development. Human made resources. Sometimes the natural substance will remain as it is, but the resource can only become original form when it can be changed. How it can be changed? It can be changed when the people use their skills. Like the iron ore, it is not a become resource. Still, when the people will be know how to use it. So when the people know how to extract these iron, then it will become useful. The people use so many technologies, inventions and discoveries, and they are inventing and developing the resources like buildings, bridges, roads, machineries, vehicles, etc. Now, Students, as you know, the resources are very important, so we have to be take careful of these. So that is called conservation of resource. Resources are very important for us, but we had used overuse, this may lead to socio-economic and environmental problem. So using resource should be very carefully, giving them time so they get renewed again, and this is called resource conservation. There are many ways by which conserve it. We can recycle, we can reuse, we can reproduce, and in this way we can preserve these resources. Sustainable development. The development should take place without damaging the environment, that is called sustainable, and the development in the present should not compromise with the needs of future generation, that is called sustainable development. There are some principles of sustainable development, sir. We have to respect and care all forms of life, don't become greedy for using this, improve the quality of human life, follow the rules and regulation, take care of the nature, then conserve the earth. We have to conserve all the vitality and diversities, minimize the depletion of natural resource, use those resources which are very useful and that can be renewed, and use the limited quantity of non-renewable resources. Change personal attitude, practice and take movement toward environment, enable communities to take care of our environment. So my dear students, the future of the planet and people are linked with the ability and maintain and preserve the life support systems. So it is our duty to all use renewable and sustainable development, diversity of life on earth is conserved, and the damage of natural environment should be minimized. In this way, we can keep safe our earth and all the life which is present on the earth. So we have to be very careful about these resources. So now what we study today, the resource, types of resource, what are the factors, what are the principles of the sustainable development, what are the conservation of resource. So in the last, I am giving some activities like take some stone, piece of paper, some leaves, twigs, etc. and just make how you may use this and just try how you make these substances are resourceful. Thank you.